Jordan, here we are, guys, back at it again. Still doing some grinding, but we're gonna kind of show you what we're getting into and then what we're gonna do after all this. So follow me. Got Caleb back there on the big machine. Now, he has tested the concrete, the hardness, see how porous it is, all of that, because it all affects kind of the way that you go about grinding the floor. So, I'm not sure what bit he has on right now, but he's hitting, we've already 70. He's on a 70? Okay, cool, yeah. So he's on a 70, just a little bit of a finer bit, kind of helping to smooth things out. We've already hit all the edges. Well, just about all the edges. We got some places like closets, some maybe underneath sinks and stuff like that in bathrooms. Just places where the machine can't reach. Oh, and we have this handy dandy little chair here. That really saves on the back.
Oh, it's a grinder.
Yep, so we got a grinder, right? And it's got a shroud on it. It's really, really handy having these shrouds because you can hook it straight up to a vacuum and it's, I mean, there's almost no dust when you're using these things. So that really helps the cleanup process. So, see this guy here, this is great on the back. I can sit there and grind and grind and grind and grind, move around, do what I need to do. I ain't gotta get up and down, sit on a bucket, bend over, hurt my back, all that junk. We don't want none of that. Even at 25 years old, we don't want none of that. So anyways, oh yeah, since we're here, so we got some cracks here. So we went ahead and sanded that first because we are going to put a crack filler in it. Now that consists of it's like a sand base, right? And that's what we put in first. And then our epoxy that mixes with it, it's like a hardener. And that stuff dries so quick that we're able to get in there with an hour or two of putting it in, and we're able to grind over it again, flatten it out, smooth it out, so that way it's ready for our primer. Which will be the first step that we take once we're done grinding the concrete. Will be our primer coat. Of course, we'll show you more once we get to that process. As you can see, he's about to come into the room here. We've got we'll go back this way. Yeah, this room's pretty much done. This room right here is just about ready for a primer. Now, of course, we're gonna have to clean it up, get all the dust up, and we want it to be completely dustless. You know, we don't want any dirt, grime, anything that can hurt the drying process of our epoxy. Well, our primer, rather. But as you can see, there's a little bit of differentiation in color, and sometimes that depends on if there was more glue in one area or the other. We've got all the glue up, we've ground it down. Now, of course, you're never going to get it to bare concrete. I mean, you can, it just kind of depends on the floor. It kind of depends on how rough it is. But we've got it down, like you can say, it's a little bit of light, a little bit of dark, but it's completely grinded down, roughed up. It'll be great for that base coat, primer coat to stick. It's been a long, dusty day, guys. You'll have to excuse me. But anyways, lots of dust to clean up. This room's going to be just about ready too. See, that's a little bit smoother. You don't want it too porous, because if it's too porous, it's going to suck that epoxy right up, and you're going to end up having to do another primer coat. You're going to have to sand down the old stuff. It's just a whole pain. So we want to make sure we're grinding it right before we even get going. Let me see here. This thing is handy, hooks right up to his machine there, and it gets virtually every bit of dust. Anything else I should touch on here?
Go look at the back. Just
that's almost ready. Now see, we've still got spots where there's a little bit of glue. Now, sometimes you're gonna get low spots. So the big grinder's it covers a wider area, so of course it's gonna miss those low spots. That's when we come in with our hand grinders and touch up places like that. We don't wanna leave any spots, because if you do, I mean, there's a possibility of that in that particular spot that you didn't grind, the epoxy wanting to fisheye or come up after years. And there's all kinds of things that can go wrong. So like I say, proper grinding, very, very important. Now, we're also going to tape everything off before we even get started with this primer coat. We don't want to splash epoxy up on the walls. We're not messy. We don't make messes. We don't, of course, we make messes while we're working, while we're prepping, but that's part of it. We clean it up. We make sure everything's clean. We tape everything off. Anything that could get epoxy on it, we want this place to look as clean as can be whenever our finished product is done. So, if that means that we've got to wipe down walls, then so be it. If that means that we've got to wipe down appliances, then so be it. We want almost no dust in here whatsoever. We don't want to get into our primer coat. Yeah, like I said, when we get to our next section, putting down the actual primer coat itself, we'll also have a video for that, and we'll keep you updated. So, you guys have a great day. You know we are.